I ain't saying I'm the best, I'm saying I try. And when the bass hits your chest, you wish you would die. I ain't trying to confess, I ain't trying to lie. Cause I'm a real dude, I'm a real dude.
I'm a real dude, I'm sorry dude, I'm just not like them other dudes. The thing that you're doing, dude, is coming across real rude. See, you just acting.
Kia ora and welcome back. To another episode of the Fitzone Files. And today in the Fitzone studio, aka head office, we've got Paora Raharaha. Is that how you pronounce it properly?
Yes.
Oh, sweet, perfect. I should have asked you that before.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Is that how you say it? So we got Paora, who's a member of our Paora gym. So we're going to have a bit of a chat to him about health and fitness and whatnot, and a little bit about his story. But first we have a few, I was going to say trick questions. Not trick questions, there's a proper name for the type of question. It is just questions. Just to warm up. Alright, so this is like a standard kind of question I've asked everyone.
Yeah.
Rugby or league?
League.
Good man. Bloody good man. That's how you do it, people. Cool. Burpees or running marathons? I used to do both, eh? I forgot about that.
Yeah, probably running marathon, probably. Yeah.
I'm the same, bro. I think, I prefer marathons to actual burpees. What else is there? Cats or dogs? You're a dog or a cat person?
Dog.
Okay, I'm really like neither. Actually probably cat. I've got a bit of a phobia of dogs. Stems from childhood trauma, but I won't go into that. What's another one? That's another good question. I think that might be it. That'll do. That's pretty good. What's your favourite cheat meal? What's your favourite go-to bad thing to eat?
I just like McDonald's. I haven't had it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really been eating McDonald's lately, so...
You're stranded on a desert island though, and you got to pick one bad food to have. What is it? What was like your last feed ever? What is it?
If I was on the island and...
Yeah. So this is your last kai polder. What are you gonna eat?
I'll probably have like some easy seafood, eh?
The kai moana.
Like,
I guess you're on an island anyway.
Kinda
So.
will be like me, isn't he?
Kinna.
Yeah.
You're a kinna man. Oh. Yeah, I can't.
Haven't had them for ages, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So the man likes the kinna. That's good. It's not really my favourite thing to eat from the sea, but it's probably the one piece. That's probably the one seafood I don't eat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the best already. Jesus, that one rules on it, eh? And when they're moving.
There's something about it. There's something about it. I'll eat raw fish and everything else. I just can't eat it. Raw mussels, everything. Cool, sweet. So why don't you fill us in a bit about where you come up, where you were born, where you grew up, schooling and all that sort of thing.
So I was born in Te Aroha.
Yep.
And I was there for like 3 years, and then until I was like 3 years old, and then we moved to Paora.
Oh yeah.
And then so pretty much done all my schooling there. So I went to Kohanga Reo in Paora till I was 5 years old.
Yep.
And then I went to primary school.
Just
Paora Central.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just like the main school.
Yeah.
So I went there, and then I ended up going to Paora College.
Nice. Yep.
So yeah, fortunate enough to go all the way into 7th form.
Yep.
Growing up, loved playing sports. So I played rugby. Started when I think I was about 5 years old. So I played rugby, touch rugby.
Everyone in Bidewell played touch, eh?
Yeah.
It was like their main sport.
It's pretty cool there, right? So I pretty much done all that, and then when I turned 12, they had a rugby league team. So we played in the pretty much like the Waikato comp.
Yeah. Was that for Hauraki Tigers? Was
Yeah. So we went over there, and we used to play like rugby league was on a Friday night.
Yes.
And Saturday was rugby.
That's right.
For the college. Oh well, yeah.
So you just jammed both.
College. Yeah. It was.
You're pretty sore on a Saturday morning, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it was, eh? But I obviously I played rugby for like 7 years before playing rugby league, and I fell in love with playing rugby league.
Yep.
And so there was a few of us, so under 13s, and then we went over to that same year. We come over to try for Waikato
Oh yeah.
Rugby League.
Yeah,
So I played with them for like 4 years,
Oh.
4 5 years.
Yeah.
And, traveling different places and
Sweet.
yeah, it was cool. Met a few Warriors players and
Oh mate.
on our travels and
Yeah.
some really good people guiding us. So it was awesome.
Oh, that's right. I even knew you got that far in.
Yeah.
Me. What about our unofficial sponsor?
Oh, our drinks, eh?
Yeah, so I've got the Killcliff Lemon Lime Lightning. I might have drunk this last time. This is actually my favourite flavour. It's hang on. Should put the camera on me because I'm holding this up. I had it on you. Yeah, so this is my favourite one. And what do you got there, Polder?
And I've got the Tasty Blood Orange.
Oh, nice.
Looks really nice, eh?
Yeah, so that nice and cold, ready to go. So I might pop one.
15 calories.
Nice. 15 cows. Geez, it's nothing, eh?
Maybe 1,000.
That's very good. So these are all available from all our Fitzone branches. That's in Matamata, Te Aroha, Paora, and now Waihi. You can buy these over the desk. So I get stuck into them. They're good.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah, unofficial sponsor. So I'll be giving them a call because I keep forgetting to try and hit them up for a couple of freebies. But so yeah, sorry, interrupted your actual story. So you went to school there and...
Oh, yeah, yes.
So what did you do after school? So
yes, I've done all that. After school, I was on home detention.
Home D.
Yeah, home D.
How did that come about?
10 months. Oh, just getting into a lot of trouble.
Mucking around.
Yeah, but it kind of happened, like it started when I was real young.
Yep.
At school and...
Just hanging out.
and
Not with
just-
the wrong people, but I guess do you reckon it was
Yeah, I
just
think it was
being
my...
bored?
A lot of it was my decision making
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
And being young and
Yeah.
just wanting to do what I wanted to do at the time.
Yep.
Which obviously, like, my parents didn't like at all.
Yeah.
And they always try to, tune me and tell me not to go
Yeah. Doing
and,
certain things.
and do the things I wasn't supposed to do. And so, yeah, I spent like 10 months on there. And then I went to prison about 2 months later.
Oh, right. 2 months
Yeah.
later. It's not
2 months later, so I actually done it. So I finished school at 7th form at Paora College.
Yep.
And then 2 months later, home detention for 10 months. And then another 2 months later, I went to prison.
Wow. Yep.
And then I got released in 2012.
Yep.
And then I went back 2 months later in 2012. And then I got released in 2016.
Wow.
So
there's a few periods in and out there.
yeah. So I've been out for like 5 years now, and
Yeah.
feels like it's been a very long time, and
Yeah.
it kind of doesn't feel like I've been there now.
Yeah.
That's how far.
It was really random when I first met you. We had that first call, I was like, when you told me that you'd been to prison, I because I met you a couple of times before then.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like I would never have thought, bro. I was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's okay. So obviously you're really into the health and fitness thing. What part of your journey was, because health and fitness, or mainly running, you'd say, played a big role in you kind of turning things around, right?
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah, like I always kind of like was into sport when I was younger,
Yeah.
and done cross country and all that sort of stuff. I ran, like 3 kilometers when I was, before I got released in 2016.
Yeah.
So that was at school, and that was like long and hard for
Yeah.
me. And so running, I've been running for like almost, say 5 years now.
Yep.
And
What was your first event you done?
so I done the Hamilton Half Marathon
Yep.
as an event, and
So at that stage, you'd only really run the 3Ks in your life. Is that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
run,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
so I ran 3Ks, and but how I got to that event is when I got released from prison, I was seeing a psychologist. I was a part of my conditions of
yep.
being released,
Yep.
and so we talked about some of the things that helped me, and said, what about running? Like, you used to love running and
Yep.
play sports, so gave it a go, and I just needed a pair of shoes really, and and I was just out, just started running. So I was living in Hamilton at the time.
Yep.
So I just used to run downtown and come back every now and again, and then we talked about running events, and I said I wouldn't mind like going to experiencing different places.
Yep. It's a good thing to kind of good way of doing it, right?
So and that helped me. Like, I was real like angry and just had a lot of bad thoughts and like a lot of negative thoughts in my mind.
Do you reckon it was like
And
pent
just-
up kind of
Yeah.
and like
And I just needed to release it in a good way. So so started running, and then obviously went to my first event, my first half marathon, and at 7 kilometers, so it was 21.
21 point something.
7 k's in, I was feeling really good. Got halfway, wanted to stop, and then I carried on, and then I got to I actually come off the track, and just laid on this lady's lawn. So she came out. She's like, "What are you up to?" And I just was like, "Oh, I'm trying to get my cousin to come and get me."
Yep.
But she ended up kicking me off her lawn, and I carried on. And I think the funny thing was from 18 kilometres in, like it was kind of deep set in my mind that I wasn't going to run again.
Oh, like you're done. This is the last time.
Like my first and my last time, but another 3.1 kilometres later, I got to the end, and my dad was there at the end, and it was kind of a proud moment for me and my father.
Yep.
And for him to witness that. So, like, even though I said I wasn't going to do it, when I left Hamilton and to go back home, I was like, I think I'm going to do this again.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, and then so like the following year, so that was towards the end of 2016, and then the following year, 2017, was when I ran my first ultra marathon.
So how far's the ultra?
So I done 100 kilometers there, and
100.
so I didn't do a marathon. I went straight to an ultra, and after that I felt like I could
Do whatever.
I could do anything. So,
That's right. Yep.
but I kind of stayed in that range, like 100 and under for because I ended up working quite a lot and couldn't run as much and train as much. So I just used to just get as fit as I can. So if an event comes up,
You just be ready to go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or just try run on for a couple of years there I could just have no training and
then just jump in and do
jump into a marathon, but now it's kind of a little bit different. I found that out like a couple of months ago. I actually just done that and just didn't train, and then had a few problems, but so that's kind of how I got into running, and then I just.
So obviously you're saying it's quite therapeutic, and that's when I run. I find it's quite good time out to yourself.
Yeah.
So as right along with running, like and so obviously you have been a member at Fitzone. So how did you end up coming along to the gym and getting involved there? Because you're already doing some boot camps at the domain, right? You're running them. Yep.
So we're already doing boot camps and all that sort of stuff myself, and I was actually going to the old gym that was across the road from the domain.
Jacqueline had,
So I was actually going there, and then she closed down, and then I kind of just done my own thing.
Your own thing,
for a while, and then Caleb told me, one of my best mates. He's like, bro, I'm thinking about going to the gym. And then he started going, and then I was like, man, I'll be pretty keen, eh?
Oh, sweet. And that's how you kind of ended up.
That's how I ended up in there.
Sweet, that's cool. For you, what is, because we spoke about running and like that, so health and fitness for you, like, especially the fitness part, like what does that mean for you? Like, some people do it just to get fit, some people do it for, look good. So for you, what's your main reason for exercising, bro? Like, your main why, I guess?
Like now, it's kind of changed.
Yep.
I started mainly for my mental health.
Yep.
And how it made me feel, and
I feel
what
good.
it what it gave me,
Yeah.
and it was like natural high,
Natural
buzz.
endorphins, they say, yep.
I'd like to go back to that, really.
Yep.
I think that's my main reason why.
Do you feel like in the end, because you've done quite a few big runs, so obviously
Yeah.
you've done ultras and gumboots, you've done that other ultra and gumboots as well as doing burpees. How often were you doing the burpees?
Yeah, so I done my first marathon last year, actually in November.
Yes.
In gumboots and burpees. So
That's right.
there was an Auckland marathon, so I done 25 every kilometre. And then, so it was 1,000 there.
Ooh.
That took a while.
Yeah.
That actually took me like, I think 7 hours and something.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Wow, that's crazy. It's a long time.
Or maybe just under 7 hours, yeah. Or
That's a lot of burpees.
it actually got pretty hard, and that was my first time actually running on gumboots and doing burpees as well.
What made you do that? What made you...
So Jack Key, so he was fundraising, so he was running in gumboots.
Yes.
And he was fundraising for 2 cancer
Oh, yeah.
societies. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
So just fundraising basically to...
So he said, I'm going to run in gumboots, and I was like, yeah, I'll be keen. Like, didn't have much time, and well, I actually said I'll sponsor.
Yep.
And then I'll be like, I'm not keen to run. He was like, yeah, sweet. And then like, there was a part there where I got really good at burpees, where they were kind of like nothing, and I hadn't done them for a long time.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, man, imagine doing like 1,000 burpees. That'll be pretty cool. And then I literally got there on the day, and I decided, like, I was thinking about it the night before because I was with Caleb.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, up to you. And I got there on the day, and I said, yeah, I think it's a good day to do them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just done it. And
Well...
yeah, that's how I kind of make my decisions sometimes.
We got off track there. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and so do you find that, because obviously you're doing those sorts of things for good causes and that,
Yeah.
got some cool, so what was you done the Tarawera Ultra, right? And that was
Yeah.
the same deal again, you were doing burpees and gumboots again, right?
Yeah, I was. So that was like 2 months later, I think.
Yeah. And that looked pretty difficult.
2.5 months later. Yeah, so that was a 100 miler. So the 100 mile race was 164 kilometres or something like that.
164 kilometres, that's intense.
Yeah, and the burpees, but I think like running in the gumboots, it was kind of like just, when you're in the bush,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
quite dangerous.
Navigating everything, yeah.
Fell over like a couple of times, but it wasn't too bad. Like I just,
Carried on.
just
Got up, carried on.
So, yeah, that was pretty hard. I think I was 25 hours in and no sleep, and I was like,
Wow. Were you like hallucinating and stuff? Like, or you like
It-
kind of, or
it
to
wasn't
a
until
point?
later on. Yeah, it wasn't until like maybe 30 hours into the run, I was kind of like
30 hours.
just
It's over a day.
yeah.
Holy
I was
shit.
30 hours in, and I thought like trees were people. Like that's how. But I was fortunate enough that like I wasn't too far gone into it, and I had watched one of my bros go through that, so I kind of knew
That was coming, kind of expected
Yeah,
it.
and so it was hallucinating, but it come and then it went, and I was like all good. It took me just under 36 hours, so I made the cut-off time like
Oh yeah, because what's
21 minutes
21 minutes left to go.
left to go.
Wow.
So, you've got 36 hours, so and I just when I was towards the end, like I had like a lot of energy.
Oh really? Just
Like,
knowing you were
I
really
just felt
fast
like
there.
I could run again.
Yeah.
And so I got to the end, and they're like, "You do some more burpees, like right at the finish line." And I was like, "Yep." Like I was keen.
Oh, you're
yeah.
keen ears, yeah.
And then so we done like 10. They're like, "How much more?" I said, "We'll do 20." So then like other people were doing it.
Jumping in,
like,
yeah, I've seen that because that got on the news. That sort of
Yeah.
So,
So that was pretty cool at the end, and I was like, "Man, I like feel really good," and I didn't go to sleep till late.
what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
it
you
was
came
just-
to the. Oh no, that was after the Queenstown Marathon. I was
Oh
thinking
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
did-
last year, right?
that. Yeah. And then you that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you done a marathon, then came and spoke at that. But so
yeah,
you
I flew back up.
Yeah. Do you feel like from doing those things, so you're saying like, but now it's changed, the reason why, are you feeling like that sometime had kind of taken over from why you were doing it rather than for your own mental kind of...
Yeah,
to a point?
yeah. I felt like I've been like this or that and this for like a few years now. So
Yeah,
like I got into it for that, and then you know, I really enjoyed going to different places. But this year in May, so, you know, because you know, we ran 6 events in May, and like the 6th event was the 212.
Holy, so
Ultra run.
how many runs in that month were you? How many
So the
kilometres
first-
for the month?
So I done
You do a couple of halves or something earlier on, or
I done 2 halves, 2 fulls, a 10. A 10, and then the 200
in the same month.
in the same month. Yeah, first to the 28th or 27th.
That is
so,
insane. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's when I kind of lost my why I was
Yeah.
actually doing it. Like it was all mental.
Yeah.
But it was like draining, and
Yeah.
it was just a lot.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've ran like I think 1 or 2 marathons.
Yeah. So still more than most people.
Yeah.
But for you,
So,
that's,
so that's all I've kind of really done. And
Yeah.
we're actually supposed to fly to the Queenstown like this week, you know.
Yeah. So because you were supposed to do the Rarotonga one, eh?
Yeah.
COVID
So then that didn't happen.
Stop that as well.
So I've kind of we're probably just gonna save it for like next year and.
Yep. Have another decent crack. Maybe have a bit of a freshen up and.
Yeah. I'm just resting for now and
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. You know, I think going from 200 like 300 sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I want to look into, but for the right
300.
reasons, I guess. Yeah.
That's a long way.
But yeah, hopefully you're the correct one there.
Yeah.
You're good.
Cool, man. So another thing I was going to ask, you got people out there because it's running. A lot of people don't run or can't run. What would be your tip for you know, people who are looking to get started in running, like, you know, who have got no experience whatsoever? What would be the first thing you'd kind of like tell them to do?
I'm kind of the worst person to ask because you know, like general advice I don't really do, but like say when I went from a half marathon to an ultra,
Yeah.
I was supposed to technically do a full marathon.
Full between, yeah.
But
Pulled into it.
yeah, what worked for me was I'm not really answering the question, eh? But yeah, it's a hard one. Like I
So
think
like if someone's just gonna, what's the
I just actually went out there and just started running.
right? Yeah.
If you're like a person that likes like a bit of structure and a bit of planning, like having a training plan would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you know, just slowly build your way up.
Yeah.
But even me saying that, it's not kind of like
Well, not everyone's the same, but
yeah.
that would probably be the wise thing to do.
Yeah.
That's how I done it.
The smart thing would be to, you know,
Yeah.
slowly make your way to whatever your goal is
Yeah.
that you want to run to.
Because on that too, I use Map My Run, and they've got a full running program. So you just put in your event when it is, and basically it maps out all your runs.
Yeah.
And then it gives you a warning that tells you that day, oh, you've got this far to run.
Yeah.
And it tells you your tempo in your headphones. It tells you your pace, and it's so if you go Map My Run and pay for it, it's definitely worth it. It just maps it all out for you if you've got no idea what you're doing. And then it says things, and it has like a virtual coach in there that tells you like just your cadence needs to improve and all that sort of thing. And then you just put in like what sort of time you want to run a marathon in, and it works backwards. It just works out all your training for you.
Something I need it.
Not now,
Probably
geez. Maybe.
Probably something I need. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So what else was I going to ask you?
I should have met my run, but I don't really use it.
Yeah, I just done it because I didn't know what I was up to, and I just wanted to. I just set a goal. That's right. I set a goal that I hated running, and my business coach at the time was like, everyone has to set a crazy goal, something really, really hard, something that you thought you'd never do. And I was like, without knowing how long a marathon was, I was like, I think I'd hate to run a marathon. So I was like, that's what I'll do. So that was November of like 2017.
Yeah.
Might be 2018. And then I booked into the Queenstown Marathon the year after.
Yeah.
And so I done a couple of halves leading up to it, and I really liked the half distance. And the marathon, man, I found that real difficult. I mean, the first 32 Ks were fine.
Yeah.
It sounds like not much after listening to your story. But
it's a long distance, say, when you hit that like 30.
yeah, and then my sounds died. And then like I remember trainer Les was like, oh, apparently you hit a wall about the 30k mark.
Yep.
And I went past 30, and I was 31, 32, still feeling good. I was like, yeah, man, I'm doing good time here.
Yeah.
And then about 35, I just went, ugh, and I had my whole core was like cramping up. My core was cramping up, my shoulders, like everything but my legs. And I was like, what the? I had all these old people like running real slow past me, like beating me. And then my music ran out. So that was, I was like, this is really hard. And my only goal for the whole marathon was to do it without stopping.
Yep.
So the whole time mentally, I was like, just walk, bro. No one's going to see you. And I was like, no, you've trained too hard. You'll know. You'll let yourself down if you do that. So I was just doing that for like the last 7Ks or whatever. And then I had these girls that were like talking and like just talking and walking.
Yeah.
Then they'd sprint for a bit,
Yeah.
then talk and walk, then sprint. They were having a great time. And I was slogging it out, just trying not to stop. And they just kept overtaking me. It was like crushing. It was like crushing me. And then as I came...
beating them or no?
No.
Oh.
The technique of the walk and sprint beat me, but that's not what I was there for. I was there to not stop. And it was funny because as I came to the main street of Queenstown, they had people, you know, the people on the streets going, yeah. And then I was like, almost in tears because I only had a K left to go, and I was like, oh, this is like killing me. And I was just over it. I was like, I'm never doing this again. And then some people started going, go Lenny, and I was starting tripping out. I was like, how the hell do these people know my name? Like, they didn't know me. This is crazy. And I was like, gave me a bit of an extra boost, and I was running like, how do all these people know my name? And the guy was like, here comes Lenny.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Lenny. And I was like, this is tripping me out.
Yeah.
How does everyone know who I am? And then I said at the end to my mate, he goes, oh, your name's on your bib, bro. I was like, oh, shit. But yeah, and I haven't run a full one since. I've done a couple of halves, but
Yeah, I've seen that, eh?
but I might do a full one at some point, but I still haven't got over the pain of that, eh? It was definitely one of the hardest things I've done, but you learn heaps from doing that sort of thing, eh?
Yeah.
Like mentally, and like I learned heaps about training when it was like, when you got a goal like that, and it's raining and shitty outside, it's like, oh, I've got to do it anyway, like, so you just get wet, and you've got to run in the rain, and when it's cold, and when it's super hot, you got to do all that stuff, and it just taught me, like, if I didn't have that goal, I would have said, oh, no, fuck, I won't run, I'll leave my run today, I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
So, I definitely suggest doing one, maybe not doing 200 kilometres like the bro, but even a half, a 10, like even a 5 for some people is good, like, you know, like
Even like I found like 10 kilometers is a pretty long distance for like, you know, a lot
especially if
of
you haven't done
people.
much of it.
Even that's far. That's even far from me right now. I think that's a bit. I think I've been for like maybe a couple of 2 to 5Ks.
Yeah.
Every now and again, but yeah, I just not as far lately. But
Yeah.
I think, you know, there's a time and space. I think like my body's still catching up as well. So, you know, when I get into it, I think, you know, there'll come a time where I have to just try and like, just have like a, don't go up and then down
and then up and then just kind of
down
have
and just
like
cruise.
a constant sort of.
And then
Yeah. So if you haven't been running, what sort of training you've been doing instead?
I actually haven't been training much, eh?
Oh, get out.
At all. I think
You
it's
need that
been
sometimes,
like,
though, eh? Like, you
yeah,
know,
like
a break.
yeah, I actually haven't been training
It's not a bad thing
for
too.
like maybe a couple of months now.
So you need it sometimes. Sometimes your body needs it. Eh?
Yeah, I'm just like, like I woke up and my thing's to actually go and train.
Yeah.
at the gym. But
Oh, he's human. Look,
You know?
he's human, people. He's
I'm
human.
like, oh nah, yeah, that's right, it's lockdown now. Nah, but yeah, I'm actually gonna start. Oh, so I'm getting like some tattoos removed that I got. Like,
Oh,
when I
yeah,
was,
yeah,
like,
when you were
really
younger, yeah.
So like, my idea was to like, so after I get one, I have to wait for like 2 weeks, and then I can train for 2 weeks,
and then get another one.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Off for 2 weeks, on for 2 weeks, and I think that kind of just like
Throws
threw
you
it.
off a bit. Yeah.
So then I was like, I'll just actually take the whole time off, which isn't good, but.
Oh no, people need that sometimes, and
Yeah.
people fall off the
But
wagon.
yeah, no, it's been a long time. I feel like.
But don't forget, like you went like all in, like not only just running, but you were training heaps at the gym as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's good, like someone like you who's going full noise all the time. It's good for something to have a full break. So we'll let you off.
I think the challenge was the last time.
Yeah.
Oh, like I did go off. Oh, well, I did go after that.
Yeah.
That was like, what, a couple of months ago, 3?
Oh, no, it's not that long ago, was it? The end of the last challenge? Might have been. I might be 6 weeks, so.
Yeah. Oh,
we're 2 weeks into this. No, you'll be right. Yeah, about a couple of months. Yeah. Quick math. Yeah, bro, sweet. Well, thanks for jumping on. I hope there's some insight in there for people. You got anything else? Anything else you want to say to the people? People out there?
To the people out there?
To the millions listening?
Yeah, I think like, trying to have something in life to work towards.
Yep.
Whatever it may be, and it's good to have goals, and mine kind of changed, but having like that one long-term goal and
work towards.
Yeah, something to work towards, and if you start feeling a bit stuck in life, like at least if you wake up, you got something
to
you
work,
can look forward to work towards.
100%. And I think that's why people find it hard, because with you at the moment, haven't really got that in regards to your training at the moment, right? And that's probably why you're feeling a bit like.
Yeah.
Because I had done that for a while too, and that's why when I finished playing sport, I kind of got back into my gym. I was just gymming just because.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a reason to, so that's why I got into running too, because it gave me something I had to work towards.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one, bro. Goals are always good.
Yeah, it kind of just helps you to push, and actually to try and go for something in life.
Yep.
And I think, I think for me, what I'm like lately, I've been just trying to be grateful that I'm still alive, and I still got, my parents are still alive.
Yeah.
I've got a good family and
lots of things to be grateful for. So
yeah. So there's a lot to be grateful for, man. Even though life can be quite hard sometimes.
Sometimes it is. Yep.
It can be really hard, but yeah.
That's it, brother. That's it. All right. Well, thank you for tuning into the Fitzone Files, brought to you by Kilcliff, live from the Fitzone studio / my office at work. Yeah.
They're actually pretty nice, eh?
They are good.
I think I started getting a little bit of energy.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of these ones, they recover and energise. So it gives you a little bit of a kick, not as much as the Ignite, which is the actual pre-workout one.
Is it? I was pretty tired now.
These ones aren't the pre-workout ones. These are probably afterwards or during. But you got the other ones which are the Ignite, which are just a full-on pre-workout. But these are different. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah. Ka kite anō. Tune in next time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. That's easy, yeah. How good?
I'm sorry, dude. I'm just not like them other dudes. The thing that you're doing, dude, is coming across real.